Hi everyone, Deb here. I am not finished, but I'm close. I'm going to do a walkthrough and tell you what I have to do still, um, but I may not get to finish until maybe over the weekend, like Sunday or maybe Monday next week. So bear with me, and I'll tell you what I still have to do. Actually, let me tell you first. I need to do a back cover. I don't like how this is. You see it's tearing, and I think I'm going to do a back cover the same way I did the front cover, but without a sticker on it. And I have to decide after I do that and after I sew my signature in whether I want to cover this with ribbon. And I have two choices. I have this one, which I don't think I want to use, and I have this one, which is a possibility, but it's not really going to cover it much. I originally had contact paper in my 16 items for this book, but I had to take it out, I think, unless I switch something else out, which is a possibility. Okay, so anyway, this is the cover. I had a scrap piece of really lightweight cardstock. It was from a pack of doilies, and it was exactly the right size. It could have been a little bigger, but anyway, I put the fabric on. I did glue it down, but only in the back around the edges because I got Fabri-Tac, and it does not show through the fabric like the other stuff I used did. And then I used my sewing machine, which is still on my dining room table, and did a zigzag stitch all the way around. See, I have little uh, ends. I figured out the reverse finally, so I can cut them off now. And this, all these stickers, they're double, and, but they also had a rectangular pop dot on the back. I took all the pop dots off. I left them double, but I took the pop dots off. So this has a giraffe, a lion, and a bear. And we already had this, is it a leopard or is it a bobcat? I think it's a leopard, right? Anyway, so yeah, welcome to the jungle, which is what my craft room looks like right now. All right, so page 1. This was handmade designer paper. We stamped it in one of my other videos. And all I did is I cut it to the 5 inches and then I folded it up and then back down on itself to make this a little sturdier pocket. This was actually a card. It was one of these. I only have one left. And this side was the side that had, hang on, had this on it. So I covered it with one of the Dollar Tree paper packs, the regular colored paper, cardstock paper. But I ran it through an embossing folder, which I used a couple times in here. And this is a retired animal print from Stampin' Up. I've had it for quite a while, so I don't remember when it was current. And this is some of that ribbon I just showed, just a little piece. But I don't like this the staple feel, so I put a piece of washi tape over the back. These are my tiny stapler. It's not the Tim Holtz one. It's just, it's this one. I don't remember where I got it, but it has all different color staples. It might be, hang on. I'm thinking like We Are Memory Keepers or something. Does it say? It doesn't say. I don't know where I got it or what it is, but it has different color staples and I like it. Okay, so this is an envelope, one of these envelopes, and I glued it shut. So, and the rest of it is just under here. It's not coming out another side. I stamped this with a Dollar Tree stamp on the white. I'm going to try and find it for you because it's one I did just get, this stamp right here. And you know, for my last journal I was saying, oh, I used the cardboard out of the backing. Well, this one never came with cardboard or packaging. This was the packaging. So, and they called it a stencil. It's not a stencil, it's a silicone stamp. That's just so weird. Anyway, I used that one. I'm going to take that off of here because of the glare. And then this is a piece of this ribbon, which I separated the lace. Oh, on here I have half that lace, and here's the other half. And these are some of the embellishments I made for embellishments on the 11th. This was a sticker. This was a sticker out of the pack that inspired me. And then I did take some fabric scraps, you know, like this. I made two of these, I think, fabric, just little ruffles, but I ended up just gluing it down because they they were short pieces like this. Oh, this one's really crooked. Um, and I just did a zigzag stitch down the middle of that. But I did cut open the side of the envelope, and this is a piece of packaging, but it was in the pieces of paper that Dollar Tree had. In fact, I had die cut some of the leaves from the dies that I got at Dollar Tree out on this. And then this had white going across here. So if you watch my embellishments, you've already seen this. But I put part of the adhesive cork on there, and then that just slides in. You could either leave it like that, but I prefer to put it back in. That cork is a little bit fragile. It frays or unravels, or I forget, crumbles. Okay, so here was an embellishment I made, and also little toucan Sam here, whose foot is coming up. Let's see if I can glue him back down. Come on, toucan. Oh, the glue's not going to come out. All right, well, I'll do it later. Art glitter glue, I have to take a pin all the time. It really is good glue, but it also doesn't come out good very often. All right, and then this was homemade paper that I stamped and then brushed the background and then splattered with Tattered Angels Mist and Nouveau Mica Mist. This was one of the stickers, and I think that's one of the only ones I left the back pop dot on, and that's a wolf, I believe, or a coyote. This I have to make something for. I just stuck this in here to show. I'll probably just make a tag, but there's room in there for more. So I might just make a full, cover this and make a full something. Journaling. Maybe some journaling cards I'll put in there. Like full-size journaling cards around the corners. Cover them with other paper. And also a tag with this. Okay. Here's the next one. I showed this on my embellishments on the 11th. And if you didn't see that, go see it, and I'll show you how I did it. This was a sticker. This was a little lemur that I stamped from Stampin' Up's Jungle Pals Celebration set and die cut him. This was part of packaging from Dollar Tree. You can see that looks like a crafter square color, right? Like this, but from a bigger piece. And then I just put washi on the front, and I backed it with a piece of scrap from the coloring, what do you call that? Color by Number book that I bought that had animals in it. And I put some of the brown and white twine in it from the Baker's Twine pack. And then this one, if I can get it out, is another piece of this paper that was in a card that was in that paper pack. I stenciled it with the giraffe just like I did here, and this was that one we did on one of my other videos where we made backgrounds with stencils. I put the giraffe washi tape across the top, and I just used the yellow twine. I might take this out and double it and make it shorter that way. So two little pockets there, one in front and one in back. And this is the signature. So let me pull that out. I do not have it sewn in yet. I just have it clipped together temporarily. And things will go, they'll be shuffled more like um, evenly. So this will be in the middle, for example. This was homemade paper, but I put it on, I think this was handmade paper or coffee dyed paper. Yeah, it was. So I covered the handmade paper we did on coffee dyed paper onto more coffee dyed paper. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was an envelope cut in half. And I'm getting confused. Sorry. This was one of these envelopes. It wasn't cut in half. It was like this. Okay. I put the Hallmark part up and did it this way and that way. It was covered by this and not showing back here so that this part will be smooth and I can journal on it someday. This piece of ribbon is left over from my first junk journal. I have now this much left because I used it twice in here. So that wasn't part of my 16 for this journal, but I have scraps, you know, I'm using them up. This was one of the die cuts I did from the paper, Dollar Tree paper, and this is one of the stickers from the pack that inspired me. It's a zoo out there. Yes, it is. This is the gecko from, if you watched my last, I think it was episode 4? 4, I'm pretty sure. The gecko, and I backed him on the sprayed and inked homemade paper, which was some kind of pink from Stampin' Up plus Sunico Shimmer Frost White with alcohol on this one. And I had cut the gecko down so this way he's flat, even. I could put something along that edge. I'm still thinking about edges. Then, oh, I don't know what that is. This is, oh, that's coming through from here. Oops. Oh, well, that's all right. This is from this paper pad. I have a couple of them in here, so I won't tell you every time. This to-do list pad that looks like this. And yeah, the lines are going the wrong way, but you know, oh well. This was an embellishment I made, and I guess this is still bleeding color because I got some on there. So I have to finish this. I have to make something with it. This is one of the papers out of the paper pack, and I just have it in there as a placeholder. So this is the green ribbon. This is a scrap from one of the painty sprayed papers. It has a little bit of orange on it also from this. This is gauze. This gauze right here, which I colored by pushing it on Calypso Coral ink pad. It apparently isn't drying well or something. And then, and that's glue. And I put it all down with Fabri-Tac. These were die cuts from Jungle Pals. These were die cuts from the Dollar Tree dies that I bought. 2 flowers, a leaf, and another flowery thing. And this is the tiger that I colored in from Jungle Pals and die cut. And then if we flip that over, I had an extra scrap of this paper, and this seemed too flimsy, especially given the weight of this. So I put that on the edge there. This, I left the card whole. I just put a piece of washi over the thanks and put one of my little monkeys that I had colored and die cut out of, or punched out of paper bag. I stamped it, colored it with alcohol marker on the paper bag, and then I punched it out twice, a plain one and a colored one, and glued them together. And there he is. So the inside of that is blank. I had a scrap of the of this, so I put it in here just to have some little interest there. This is a belly band I made. I think I showed that to you in embellishments on the 11th. And these were die cuts from the Dollar Tree kit. This was a scrap from the Dollar Tree paper pack of cardstocks. This was another one of the painty papers. And this is just a little tag out of a leftover card to put in here. And it opens up, and that's that one. And then this was just coffee dyed paper. I left it plain. Some of them are plain. I was thinking I could do a little bit more stamping, just stamp down the margin or something, or across the bottom. I might still do that. More of that tablet paper, a bear out of the paint by number backed on one of the spray papers. That one was done in champagne mist, but I added some saffron yellow color to it. This was one of the papers we made. I had an extra piece, so I put it in here. And this is coffee dyed paper. And this was a little embellishment I made. I had it left over, so I made it into a tab, and I just stapled it with my little stapler, which happened to be green staples. This elephant I had, I couldn't figure out what to do with it, so I did that same thing again, only I put zebra washi on, and I just put my mama and baby elephant. Those I had to fussy cut. They were stamped with black stays on one of the already textured papers from the paper pack. I have that here. Let me show you. This is what the paper pack looks like. Paper pack. And they're all different, all the ones you can get, but there was one piece of this in the paper pack. So I stamped on it, really pressed hard to get any image, and then I fussy cut that out, and I even took my this blade and did this little area. There were a couple really small areas in here, and I didn't bother trying to cut them because this stuff is tough, let me tell you. And it has like a let me tear it a little bit so you can see. You see, it has like very fibrous, almost like 2 or 3 layers of paper inside the top finished paper. It's really tough paper. It's almost like a fiber paper. It is, it's fibrous. So anyway, that is only for me. I just dropped everything, of course. So another one of those, just can write in it. And this one is the monkey. And that one is the spray with the pink and the orange again, Calypso Coral, and the shimmer spray. And that's the center. So that's going to be the middle of the signature right there. And maybe I'll do a little stamping on there too. Maybe. That's why I haven't sewn it in yet. I'm kind of undecided. Originally, I was thinking I wanted to sew directly on these signatures. I had an extra piece of giraffe handmade paper, so, and it perfectly fit there, so I put it over the words on the back. Here's my little monkey embellishment. This piece of paper I had, why is that stuck up there? I had folded it over, so it was already a little bit sturdier on the edge. And I thought, well, this is just paper also. And with the tree and the one monkey that I stamped and punched out and fussy cut out from a paper bag, because paper bags, the brown paper bags, were one of my items. Okay, and then it's on coffee dyed paper. This was also on coffee dyed paper, but it's the pattern we made. And I just have the rest of that one envelope from somewhere, from over here, I guess, in here just as a reminder that I need to do something. And that could, if I glue it all together and cover it, that could actually end up being what I put in here. I could even do another ruffle thing. So that's just a reminder for me to do something. And I have to do all that before I do the signature glue in, or sew in. This was sparkly paper with the yellow on the back of something. The bear. Another one of those tablets. The coffee dyed paper. That one got kind of cool. So this is meant to be a journaling junk journal. Okay, and here's the tree with the sleeping monkey I did out of the paper bag, which I had to fussy cut, and the sloth, which was part of Jungle Pals, and I colored with colored pencils and die cut. And this was the last sticker. It just didn't seem to go with the other ones. It said, just says the squirrel, but there were no squirrels, but squirrels like trees, so I put it at the bottom of that one. Squirrels like my shed, too. That's a different story for a different day. Homemade paper, that, the homemade paper on the back of the gecko, and the front piece. So that's the signature, and that will go in here right after the giraffe. Then we have the elephant belly band. So this was handmade paper. This was a Dollar Tree paper pack paper. This was handmade. It was a scrap of coffee dyed paper, but I brushed over it with Pear Pizzazz, and then I stamped with a Dollar Tree stamp, different stamp. Let me see if I. It was one I used for the last journal. This one, it was this flower here, which actually worked really well, that one, with this set. That flower did. And I stamped it in Calypso Coral. I wanted to try and bring this corally color out. The fabric was sewed onto the belly band, and then I did a zigzag stitch all around this belly band before I used Fabri-Tac to glue it down here and here. I did not sew it onto the page. And then this is a piece of card. It might be from one of these cards. I'm not sure. I think so. I think this was a scrap of this paper. I have this much left of it. So, and I used it quite a lot. I actually used it to cover this and also this. And then this is a piece of the Crafter Square card from something. And I just made a journaling card or spot there in a belly band. And then next page is this. Now this I showed in embellishments on the 11th. I did end up putting this on here. I also put the tropical leaf punch from Stampin' Up! Using the Dollar Tree paper, and this one from the Dollar Tree dies using the Dollar Tree paper. And then this was one of the embellishments I showed too, with one of the paper color by number ruffles I did. And this was on a piece of the sprayed paper, the yellowish one. Put some washi at the top, layered that down, put Wildly Happy was from, I think it was a Wildly Happy stamp set from Stampin' Up! And then I used a 1.5-inch circle punch, 1.5-inch scallop circle, and just layered everything. And that is a side tuck. I had to put this down with, and this was another paper we made. Had to put this down with tear and tape in a few spots, but I think that came out cool. This one, I laid a piece of the adhesive cork down, then a piece of the giraffe paper that we made. If you missed that, parts 3 and 4, please go watch them. This is scraps of coffee dyed paper that has lines on it. I might end up actually it's glued together. I might end up just decorating that a little bit and leaving it without string or anything as a journaling spot. This black piece was one of the Dollar Tree papers, and I ran it through that same embossing folder. I don't know if you can see the embossing on it. And then I took, now this is not a Dollar Tree thing, but I had forgotten I had them until the other day. I took some of this gold, Vegas Gold Sunico all-purpose ink, I just opened the lid, and I have these new silicone brushes I hauled from Amazon, right? These. I used this tiny little one. It worked great because there's no bristles to separate. And I just put it in, if you shake this good, when you open it, you have ink in the lid. And I just touched it into that ink and put little dots of gold all over the black. And I really like that. This was the other piece of gauze that I colored with, I think, Mango Melody retired ink. And look, it's separated some and it sort of looks like tiger stripes, doesn't it? So we have a tiger with our leopard. I really like that. And then in this very last pocket, okay, so I watched a video of a lady that made this. This is made out of 2 brown paper lunch bags, okay? And when I watched her video in this, on this one here, this very first one on top, she had a paper pad. So when you opened it up, but hers covered the whole front here. I decided I didn't like that. I did the pad almost in the same way. I used a piece of tissue box. I have a lot of scrap tissue box. I covered it with paper that we made there and here. So originally it was only here. I actually had to make another bit of this, I think. Oh no, yeah, something. I had to make another one of something. Um, so originally it was only this and I wasn't going to cover the back because it was going to get glued down over here, but I didn't like that because if this is for me and I take this down and I'm going to journal in it or make little lists, which I think this would be best for lists. I didn't decorate these papers. It's just every other one is coffee dyed or that list paper. Anyway, I want to be able to take this out and like if I write a grocery list or something, throw it in my purse, bring it back, put it back in the journal or whatever. You know, I just want to be able to have it, not have to write on it in a permanent place up here in the front of the journal. So I changed it up a little bit is what I'm trying to say. So, and I think she just had journaling cards in the back one, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 journaling cards out of this and the envelopes that I have left maybe. And then this tag, and that's what'll go in this pocket. And then the rest of this, I just have to figure out how I'm going to finish decorating with the scraps and the little bits of things I have left. And the other thing I have to do still is I have to do the back cover. I have to sew in the signature after I finish decorating tags, signature pages. Yeah, I said make a journaling card for the tiger pocket, but I'll just finish that one. And then I want to make a dangle to go. Probably what it's going to do is, so this will be the middle. If I'm going to have the baker's twine long enough, hang on, and I'm probably going to use yellow, I think, yeah, or orange. I think yellow goes a little better. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, yellow or orange, because I might not work on this till the weekend. Anyway, I'm going to leave it long enough that I can have it go out over the top. And the dangles will be made out of, oops, that wasn't me, that was a drawer. These mostly, but also there's another thing I didn't use. Hang on. And it is this elephant. Now I'm a little nervous about that dangling, but I don't, maybe I can still find a spot for him, just one of them, somewhere in, and I have a bunch of scrap paper, coffee dyed paper, and book, my animal book paper still. So yeah, I thought about covering some of the tags with fabric and stuff, but and sewing them, I just don't think I want to anymore. But I think I do want to do a little bit more on the signature. What would you leave it like it is? It's mostly going to be for me to write, and I figure I can add things in, you know, when I'm journaling. Like today, for example, I put new other stickers in with my journaling in my first junk journal that were not from Dollar Tree, but they went with what I was writing about. So anyway, um, I think I'm not going to do too much more to it other than what I just said. And I do think I'll put the elephant on the dangle. And then the other thing is, after I sew that in, I have to decide. Originally, I was going to use contact paper, but I had to take that out off my list. Now, if I don't use this, I could bring the contact paper back in, but I don't know if that would look right now that I put the cover on. So I don't know if I'm going to cover this. I don't know. I have to think about that. And if I do, it's probably going to be this. But this has a problem. It comes apart easy where you cut it too. But I think color-wise, it looks a lot better, and you can still see the leopard through it. I'm probably going to do that. I'll probably cover it with that after I get the signature in. Can't decide now on yellow or orange. I think yellow. I think yellow. Anyway, let me know what you think about that too. So the two things I want you to answer are yellow or orange. Baker's twine for the signature, which one? I don't want to use both, just one of them. And should I put this over it? This has wire. I don't know if you knew that. So it bends. This is bendy because it has wire. I'm trying to show you, but I'm there. See? And the thing with that is I have to put it down with Fabri-Tac, and Fabri-Tac is really, really sticky. I have to use this thing, and even then I get glue like all over my hands. I need to take a break from Fabri-Tac for a couple days after I get this book done. So that's it. That's where I'm at. I'm getting there, but I'm not quite done. My second Dollar Tree junk journal. My other one, I must have taken back downstairs again. Oops, sorry. Can't show it to you. As I am using it. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, joining me here on YouTube. And I do hope you enjoyed my new creative outlet of junk journaling, which is something I never thought I would be doing. Um, But I kind of like it because it does let you use your creativity, and it's not, so, how should I put this? Neat and tidy, maybe, as regular scrapbooks. And I used to be a very neat and tidy person, but apparently I'm not anymore. That's not a right way to put it, because I was never really tidy in my home and stuff so much. What I mean is, you know, I have an accounting degree, one of those people that's very, yeah, you know. You know what I mean, right? I'm using the other half of my brain these days since 2017. And I'm really loving it. And this is just another thing. I'm doing also the deck the year challenge where we're altering a playing card. Well, I am any kind of card, but I'm using a deck of playing cards from that came out of my mother's house. And once a week, I'm making a different playing card on Thursdays. So come back for that too on Thursday. I already have that one recorded and up. So it'll be there Thursday morning, 7 a.m. I think. All right. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you again soon. And don't forget to answer the questions down below. Okay, so which color and should I put this on? They're my two questions. And if I asked you something in here, let me know what the answer to that was too. Okay, bye for now. Hugs, love, and peace.